So my story with Aurèle Nicolet was very unique because I was the first Frenchman who left Paris to go to Berlin and try to enter in the Hochschule für Musik in Berlin in 1964. And Aurèle was very young and I was studying with Jean-Paul, but Jean-Paul was, he gave me the most important thing. I'm not going to tell my story now, but about Aurèle, but to understand how it functioned. So the lesson and contact with him was very different because I spoke French with him. So this, for him also it was new. He was always teaching in German. And he spoke very well German, but with a very strong Swiss French accent. Still he does when he speaks German. And with me was just speaking his home language, so it was a different kind of lesson. And with Jean-Paul, I was very lucky that I was living in Morocco, and so Jean-Paul discovered me in the summer course, and he asked me after 1 year, the second time, come to Paris. So I went to Paris, but in all these summer courses, I was still going to school, I was 17, 18, and I didn't know if I would like to be a flute player. It was my hobby. And Jean-Pierre gave me a lot in Paris. The instinct for the instrument was way more clear. I had no idea how to work with the instrument, really. So I arrived in Berlin, I discovered a fantastic class. And even Mr. Raffin, everybody knows him, he was there in that class. So what I wanted to say about this teaching when I arrived there is I had, as I said, no idea how to approach really the work, the musical work. I played quite well, otherwise he would not have taken me. And at the entrance exam, there were many people who applied for this class. It was, in Germany, it was more famous than Jean-Pierre Jean-Paul. Everybody knew all version of Aurèle Nicolet. I know in the United States it's a little different. Jean-Pierre Jean-Paul was the God, it still is. And they had a very good contact. And I must say, also through me, because I once said to Aurèle, why don't you play together? Such two great flute players. And then I said, I go to Paris. Oh, I write you a letter. You go to a letter for Jean-Pierre. And in this letter, he said, I take profit from Jean-Michel visit to Paris to ask you, would you like to play with me? And so he immediately called this impresario, Valmonet in Paris. He arranged immediately concerts, and Aurèle did the same in Berlin and in whole Germany. They worked together for years and great concerts, even in the Berlin Philharmonic Hall, not with orchestra. It's just two flutes, a harpsichord, and a bassoon. And so that were great times for me because I could really suck everything I could from both. But Nicolet gave the approach to the music, how to analyze. He was always talking about the bass, the left, the piano. He would not admit you in a lesson without a piano part. And I still do that with my students now. It's really not so heavy to carry for a flute player, just a little. At the time, only the flute part. You don't know what the piano plays there? So I learned that from Aurèle. This is the first time. He wanted to see the piano. He wanted to see if we knew, if I knew what is in the piano. And then the approach about the centered sound. He wanted to have a sound like an oboe and flute, very, very centered and intense, especially in the middle register and in the lower register. And the singing part also very important, the phrasing, the whole phrasing. and so he was every flute lesson was a music lesson, was above. The flute was secondary sometimes. It was understanding what you play and what sound you read. So he was working with the darkness and the light.